stylistically at all. Here we go. Ball is up and it's bobbled about, but it is the Phoenix who get their first possession. Holden. Leicester switching everything. Here's White. Holden has Thompson in front of him. He's going to take the three, and I think you live with that if you're Leicester.
Yeah, I think so too. Deep into the shot clock too. Just 5 seconds to shoot for Cheshire then.
Here's Johnson, who came into the starting lineup for the first time against Manchester. Jackson. Back out to Abercrombie. You can't sleep on him. That's going to be the result if you do.
Just classic Leicester offense, really. Just great ball movement and great movement off the ball too.
He is the archetypal Rob Paternostro player. Smart guy, knocks down the three. Great pickup for them this year. Kristen. Well, they're looking for White, but the shot clock's getting low. Scott Grayson challenged on the shot. Doesn't go. Teague on the offensive glass. Kristen will fire up the three, and those misses often turn into made threes.
Yeah, I think it's always the same way, you know, as soon as you see that offensive rebound. I think, don't quote me on it, but I think the made three-pointers is one of the high percentage shots off of an offensive rebound.
Yeah, it is one of those. For some reason, they seem easier to make. You're normally a bit more open. Here's Hunter, tough shot, leaves that short. Here's Cheshire at full speed. That's what they want to do. Get down court. Foul is called. Basket is good. And Kristen to the line for the and one.
Well, that's the kind of play that we're used to seeing from Cheshire. It's so crowd energizing, isn't it? I'm really excited to be here for my first live game actually in Cheshire. So I've heard all about the environment they have here, the quick style of play, and there we see in the replay, that's what they live and die by.
And that was one of the things, again, Rob Paternostro, he's talking about turnovers, but they can run even on misses as well. Three-point play not converted. And Leicester get it back. Hunter in an awkward spot, gets it back to Abercrombie. Jackson. Abercrombie, again, half a step off him, but this time he doesn't knock it down. Holden. Again, he's got Thompson. Oh, they've lost White. Good recovery by Abercrombie. Holden out to Scott Grayson. Again, it's late shot clock situation for Cheshire. Crowd counting it down. Scott Grayson to the fall away. Oh, two Leicester players getting each other's way, but Holden misses the putback. Abercrombie on the trail, drops it off to Jackson underneath for two.
Yeah, and again, it's sort of basketball God rules, isn't it? You make an error on one end, sort of wide open on the offensive putback there, and you're going to get burned for it at the other.
Teague trying to use his size, backing down, and forces it home.
Wanted a foul for that as well. Strong finish, soft hands.
Hunter getting into the key. Pass is deflected, knocked loose by Johnson, and that was exactly what Rob Paternostro was talking about in the pre-game interview. Don't want to turn the ball over and let Cheshire get out running.
But really good from Johnson, though. That's so important, that not to give up on the play and stop them from running, make them play in the half court now, as opposed to where they are so devastating out in the open floor.
These two, the best two teams in the league in terms of looking after the basketball. Number 1 and 2 in turnovers. And Cheshire are number 2 in fast break points. So they want to run on you whenever possible.
You would know this if anyone, but it'd be interesting to know over the last few years. I'm sure the Riders are always in that bracket, really. They take care of the ball well.
Yeah, it is something Rob Paternostro preaches, something he looks for in his players, and Holden on that low block. It's really funny because he's the point guard, and yet he seems to do most of the posting up.
Yeah, likes the physicality of being down there, maybe on a smaller guard, taking advantage of a little bit of a mismatch.
Well, his size gives him a lot of mismatches.
Oh, yeah.
Abercrombie, and that drops it for two. White. He's looking to take advantage down against Johnson if he can. Spins baseline and lays it in for 2. Well, a little bit more in the low block from Cheshire than we normally see. Here's Hunter going quickly, trying to get to the rim. Ball bobbles about. Johnson gets it.
I think the thing is, like, when you have to step out and respect the shot from the perimeter, it opens up the inside.
Well, we talked about the hands of Scott Grayson. There he is showing exactly what he can do. That's an offensive foul, though. Wave off the score, and that's going to be a Leicester ball. Well, the defensive player is allowed go in the same direction. They don't have to be stationary, but they have to be going in the same direction as the offensive player. But it's fair to say Ben Thomas had a different view of that to Ian McDonald.
Yeah, I think Hunter did a really good job, though, of getting into the driving lane, getting to where the player was going to, and being there first. So holding this position well and drawing the offensive foul.
Jackson down on the low block. Stumbles into trouble, gets his own rebound, blocked by White. That'll stay with Leicester.
6 seconds here for Leicester to get something up, so we'll see what they've got in their bag.
It's good help from White. Well, they've got a quick inbound for 3 for Johnson, but he can't knock it down. Teague barreling down Johnson, who's on the floor, and it is going to be, sorry, it's Abercrombie, and it's going to be his foul. Here comes Cheshire's first move of the game. Atwood and Austin into the game as White and Scott Grayson sit down. Well, as we look back at that, I can't remember Cheshire doing so much low post action this season. But they obviously feel that's an area they can exploit against Leicester with their size. Yeah,
and I think when you know you've got the three-point game in the bag as well, the more efficient you can be inside the key, the harder it is to guard the perimeter too.
Late shot clock here. Christian needs to get it away. Does he beat the buzzer? Yes, he does. And it's in for 2.
Nice high off the glass as well. Just a real awareness of where the defensive hands were.
Hunter, nice pass. Johnson for 3. All strict. Slight gamble defensively, and they got burnt by it.
Really quick in transition. I think one of the things we see from Ryder's teams is they know where to take advantage of the disadvantage, if you will.
Well, Austin trying to take advantage, but he's blocked by Thompson. Johnson on to Jackson. Jackson under pressure is fouled, and Zach Jackson will go to the line for 2.
As we expected, end-to-end stuff. Ryder's really running too.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive. Riders seem to be pushing the ball more than they usually do, and Cheshire in the low block more than they usually do. But the other thing is Leicester have had to go early to their bench with 2 fouls called, but both of them on the same player. So Abercrombie is on the bench with 2 fouls, and Brooks is into the game. And Jackson makes both from the line. Up to Kristen. Kristen behind the screen, fires up the 3. Long rebound is tipped. And that's going to be, I think, a Cheshire ball. Yes, it is. Referee Unsworth, very close proximity to us there, but able to keep his
We're all right.
feet. I think we're all okay.
Are you all right?
Yeah, that's the question. I think he is. Smile on his face.
Always.
Austin. Thompson does enough again. Jackson diving on the floor. Leicester steal it back. It's not a great pass. It gave Holden a chance, and well, Johnson's got it back now. Leicester somehow keep possession. Johnson will take it. He blows the layup. Tipped up by Jackson. And there's a man down. Larry Austin at the other end is down and really struggling. Well, so much going on there, Siobhan. You had to have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of did see that for a second, that he'd stayed on the ground, but I thought Thompson did a good job then of, there was still a 3-on-2 opportunity, and did a really good job of just taking it himself. He could have finished that, but I think sometimes in those like high energy moments, it can be really easy to get the steal, turn it over again. Just take a look back at that. I think his leg
brings off the bench, and the defensive disruptor that he is. Holden. Nice soft touch at the end of that. Hunter. Round to Brooks, wide open for 3, and he knocks it down. Oh, just a shoelace issue. That'll be good for Brooks' confidence. Not seen big minutes this season, so it's always nice when you're thrown out there, particularly if it's foul trouble, and see that 3 go down.
Yeah, it's definitely always a confidence boost when you see that first one go through the net.
Mind you, your second one was going up irrespective, wasn't it?
That's because the first one always went in.
Yeah, true. Here's Kristen looking to get 3 back himself, a little short. Oh, and another blown rebound by Leicester. That's a couple of times they've totally missed a defensive rebound, and Cheshire say thank you very much for 2.
Yeah, that's 4 offensive rebounds already for the Cheshire Phoenix. Sorry, Dan.
Nice pass from Hunter to Thompson underneath. Holden out to Kristen, looking for 3 again. Oh, in and out, another offensive rebound. Thompson with the block, and this time Leicester do get it.
Playing a dangerous game, Leicester. Allowing so many offensive boards.
Nice spin from Ethan Wright for 2. And again, we were talking about changing roles. He's obviously got to get used to coming off the bench, but I thought, did really well on Friday night. Oh, good hands. Teague with the steal. He'll get the easy run back and dunk it in for 2. Hunter for 3. Well, early offense shot, but goes in.
Really shooting the ball well from the 3-point line. The Riders, 60% at the minute as a team.
Atwood has a size mismatch here, but here comes Thompson again with the help. He's having himself a block party.
He was eyeing that one up, I think, the whole time as soon as he spun. Lost sight of the help defense. Went up strong and blocked that one.
Bowman and Shelton into the game for the first time. So Leicester with 4 of their starters on the bench now. It's been their bench unit that at times has struggled this year. Brooks had it, knocked away though. Here's Hunter. Bowman, nice pass to Shelton, and he is fouled, is he, or is that a block? I think the fist is up. Yes, it is a foul. And Duke Shelton will go to the free throw line.
Smart play by Bowman. You know what can happen if he gets in the lane and the help doesn't come across, so he draws the help and finds the little dish underneath. Really smart heads-up play.
Wild and Ulf checking in. Washington coming in for Leicester. Shelton at the free throw line. Played 13 minutes on Friday night. Had 13 points, 8 rebounds, was a plus 14, and an index rating of 20. That is some impact off the bench. And he gets his first 2 points of tonight as Leicester open up a 5-point lead with a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Eichel Rock. Eichel Rock shot is blocked. Oh, that nearly went for Kristen as he was fouled by Washington.
He kind of ran to the player, Connor, instead of running to where he was trying to take his shot from. It's a little too close to him, got his angle a little bit wrong.
Well, Kristen already has 7 points on the board so far. Game's leading scorer. Looking to add a couple more to his tally, and you can see that Larry Austin Jr. is on the exercise bike, which I suppose is a good sign that he's at least able to put some pressure through that leg.
I'm sure Cheshire fans will be hoping that's a sign that he might be returning, but we'll see.
Kristen makes them both. Cheshire with some full court pressure. Sort of melts away as Washington crosses halfway line. Right. Down to Shelton. Backing down on Ulf. And the foul is called on Ulf. It'll be another 2 free throws for Duke Shelton.
Well, he had the baseline there. He could have spun over that left shoulder. Still draws the foul. Go to the line for 2.
Looked like it was going to be an easier shot spinning the other way, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the angle was a little bit better, the shooting angle.
And that's why it matters, because if the free throw doesn't go in, you don't get the 2 you would have with the layup.
Well, possibly a 3-point play as well.
He's missed them both, so they end up with nothing. Idle-Rock gets it back from Kristen. Idle-Rock turning the corner, pump fakes, good hands from Shelton. Ulf saves it. Wild in the corner. Greg Wild, the former Leicester man, knocks down the triple. Still a couple of ticks here for Leicester. Bowman fires up the 3 on the buzzer. It had the line, but not quite the legs. But Greg Wild against his...
It's a great showpiece event, and the Utilitas it is now, but the arena in Birmingham is always such a great arena to play in. They do such a good job on the day, making it a really great fan experience.
Bowman getting all the way to the rim and just squeezing it in. Ooh, Kristen forgot the ball there. Wild hooks it up, and Shelton able to grab the rebound. Here's Shelton. This time he does spin baseline, and he does get his 2 points. Idle-Rock calling for the screen. Round it comes to Kristen in the corner. Flushed off the 3-point line, so he takes it to the rim instead.
His 11th point of the game. Come out firing, Kristen.
Only 1 3-pointer though, so Leicester, I guess, would be happier with that. It's right, way overcooked. Atwood, up in the air, out to Idle-Rock, blocked. What a block from Ethan Wright. He's had a couple of big blocks this year. Bowman. Oh, Wright sneaking back door. Under pressure is able to finish, and Kristen with the foul. Great feed to find him.
Great feed, and I think just recognize, great cut as well, just recognizing that Kristen was a little bit too high in the passing lane. Not on the split line enough. Really smart cut from Wright.
Well, the even better thing from Leicester's perspective is that's the 2nd personal foul on Cam Kristen, and their leading scorer has to sit down now. White and Holden return for the Phoenix. Wright at the free throw line, trying to stretch it to 5 and doing exactly that. Big size advantage here for White. But he skips it cross court. Nice pass. Scott Grayson in the corner.
Just can't leave anybody open.
Well, they love that cross court pass. Usually it's Holden throwing it. But those corner shooters, they feast off that. Bowman driving baseline. Good ball movement. Washington wide open. His three doesn't go. Bobbled about. Who's got it? TJ Atwood comes away with it. Leicester doing a good job in transition defense to slow the break. And Wright again. It's tremendous to knock that away.
Difficult angle of the pass into the low post from that opposite, almost slot position.
Nice pass. Washington resets. And he's short on that one. Slightly dodging a bullet. He's normally excellent in that position, Connor Washington. It's Holden.
2 back-to-back misses from him, but you can't keep leaving him open on the 3.
Oh! Washington went down and nearly took Holden with him, but foul is caught on the Leicester man. It almost went in. He did a good job of getting that up to the rim.
Yes. Did a good job of drawing the contact as well. They really do seem to be, Cheshire, trying to go in, especially against the guards inside.
Well, Connor's second foul. There have been 4 fouls against Leicester in this half, and they've got 2 players on 2. Holden off the back of the iron on the first free throw.
79% on the season.
Beat me to it there.
I saw you looking. They are all Dan's stats, by the way. I can't steal the credit for all the work that goes behind the relentless amount of stats that Dan takes.
Well, he's cut it to a 1-point game here with that second free throw. Bowman gets into the key, dances past the defense for 2.
It's really wiry. Nice little slip through the gap there.
Eichelroth. There's that cross-court pass again from Skylar White. Same result. This time it's Atwood hitting the 3.
It's just so hard to guard because the last defender has to be on the split line in the weak side.
Well, it's so loud in here that the table was blowing the horn for a timeout, and the players didn't hear it. They kept on running, but a timeout had been called, and the scores are level at 33. 3s last year, but he certainly has found that bow to his quiver here in Cheshire. Bow, arrow even. Here's Shelton. Good hands from
I think it's string to his bow.
Make your own thing. Here's Holden pushing hard. You could have an arrow in a quiver. Is
the quiver the holder?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that you would have different arrows that had different skills?
Value, points value.
Okay, there you go.
I'm sticking by that metaphor.
As long as you can explain it.
Yeah. 33-33 the score here.
Sorry, let's get back to the game.
Moving on. And it's 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. These 2 teams going blow for blow in the early stages. Scott Grayson. Nice finish from him.
It's like one of those finishes we saw on the early VT. Getting into the lane. Nice little floater from him.
Johnson, he shows his catch and shoot release is quick as well.
Great movement off the ball too. That's what good shooters do.
Scott Grayson. Back up to Atwood. Atwood looking to drive, has to fire it up high. Thompson with the rebound. He's done well defensively, Thompson.
I was going to say, Riders are actually forcing difficult shots.
Oh my, down the lane, Charles Thompson with the one-handed throwdown. Here's White. This time he's backing down himself. He's too strong, gets his own rebound and puts it in at the second attempt.
Some great work inside early from him.
Well, that's the other thing those cross-court passes do. It makes the defense leave you alone.
Well, it spaces out the inside because everyone's cheating a little bit onto their man.
Jackson had his wrist slapped by Skylar White, and that will be 2 free throws for him. Abercrombie, who had those early 2 fouls for Leicester, spent a lot of time on the bench, back out there now.
Leicester fans will be happy to see him back out on the court. 12.5 points per game for Abercrombie so far this year.
He's also one of those guys that it just looks like it's going in. When he catches the ball, the shot just looks good.
I think often it's because if you catch in your rhythm, when you've got a consistent rhythm and release, it gives you consistent sort of energy and almost confidence that thing's going in, even as you release it.
Well, Jackson makes both free throws. Idle Rock, again, the horn was being blown, but it's so loud in here that it's hard to hear the table horn over all the vuvuzelas, so they didn't realize the sub was waiting.
Great atmosphere
it
here.
Is,
Great atmosphere.
Holden, he's looking to attack Thompson, gets his body into him, misses the hook, and Thompson with the rebound. Jackson out in front. Idle Rock there, Abercrombie driving in, and that's going to be on White again. So that's 2 in quick succession on Skylar White. So now both teams have 2 players on 2 fouls.
Doing a great job in the fast break as well as the half-court riders. They have 14 assists as a team already so far. I know we're used to seeing high numbers of team assists for them. This could be 15 if these go down. They're just sharing the ball really well, making the right choices as well, and making it look easy. It's not easy on a fast break to choose the right option. They seem to do that 9 times out of 10.
Well, as you say, Leicester lead the league in assists, but they average 20.1 per game. And as you say, that's number 15. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
There's almost no unassisted scores for Leicester. They've made 14 field goals and 9 free throws, so there's not much that was one-on-one, if you like. Idle Rock steps underneath, and Leicester crowd him out.
Sort of that pure form of basketball. It's nice to watch.
Oh, what a block from behind from Scott Grayson. And he's pushing the other way. Off the mark. Thompson gobbling up everything on the glass at the minute. Hunter right down the middle, and he will go to the free throw line. Chance to push Leicester's lead out to 7, but first of all, I think Ben Thomas has called for time and just trying to bring to an end that spell from Leicester where they've got a bit more momentum, but gives us another chance to reflect on that. 15 assists off 14 made field goals. In the old days, you couldn't do that, but obviously you get assists off free throws as well nowadays. But that means there's probably only
But yeah, 15 assists. That's a lot with 3 minutes to go in the half.
In some ways, it was almost one of the criticisms of Leicester a little earlier, is that after the back of the 2 defeats of Sheffield, do they have enough creating for themselves off the dribble? Well, there's no doubt that Cheshire holds him wandering across the key again. He did that last time down. Just trying to make the shooter think about it. Cheshire certainly have an abundance of people who can create their own shot, no doubt about that, as Holden makes both from the line, and Leicester have the biggest lead of the ball game for either team at 7. White, first real look at 3 for him, and that's off the mark. Don't often get 17 minutes into a game before Skylar White puts the first one up. Johnson, his shot is way short, and I think if Thompson had known that, he was in such a good position, he could have grabbed that, but he was expecting it to at least hit the rim.
And I think sometimes the flight of the ball, it can look like it's going longer than it does, and I think that one is a little bit tricky to read.
Holden. Back to T. Holden again. Thinking about the three. Puts it on the floor. Drives in. And he's done really well again, Thompson, there. That's going to be a hell ball possession arrow. But is there a shot clock violation in there as well?
Such good defense from Thompson. Always making Holden think about the three, the drive, the three, the drive. You can almost see the cogs turning, and then when they get in the lane, such great verticality as well to make the shot difficult. And he's being disciplined. He's not swatting at the ball. He's not fouling. He's making Holden change his shot and being successful in it.
Well, the jump ball is waved off because the shot clock expired first, so that won't switch the arrow. It stays in Cheshire's favour. Johnson brings it cross midcourt. Trying to keep it out of this man's hands, but he's finally got it, Hunter. Thompson. Out to Johnson, on to Jackson for three. Short on that one. Oh, ball is loose. Thompson diving on it with White. It's a scramble, and somebody's out of bounds, I think. So that'll be a Leicester ball. It must have been Skylar White on the line.
Scott Grayson a little slow to get up, but I think it helped to his feet. He's holding his face there.
Well, you love the hustle from both players, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, I can't imagine seeing a ball rolling on the floor and not diving on it, but sometimes the centres there, they don't always get on the floor.
It's a bit further down for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Further to dive.
Harder to get back up.
Yeah. Age, I think, plays. Were you still diving in the last season as you were in the first?
I wasn't smart, Dan. More reactive. Couldn't help myself kind of thing.
Well, it'll be a Leicester ball from the end. Eventually. Into Abercrombie. Thompson trying to create. His pass is deflected away, is it? Or yes, it is. I thought Scott Grayson had got a little hand on that. It'll be a Leicester ball from the end.
If you've got angle for the backdoor cut and pass there.
And I just wonder if they're looking at Thompson because they're thinking White's on three. He's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Lobbed into Thompson. Oh, big screen. Hunter lobs it up. Thompson does really well to tip that in.
Yeah, a little too far ahead of him. If that was inches behind, that could have been a highlight play right there.
But it's 2 more points for Leicester. Their lead is 9 with 100 seconds to play to halftime. Scott Grayson, the latest to try and have a go at Thompson, and he knocks that down.
So many different ways to score, Scott Grayson.
Johnson for 3 off the mark. Scott Grayson out in front. Can he keep it in play? And he smartly throws it off Johnson, and that will be a Cheshire ball. I think there's going to be a timeout to Cheshire. Leicester are about to bring Ethan Wright back into the game just to protect. To come out zone here. Is this a zone? I think it might be.
Yeah, they might match up on the inbound. I think they're matching up now, yeah.
Here's White. Holden at the elbow. Knocks it down.
Smart, though, because sometimes if you see a zone and you're inbounding the ball, you might change the call that the coach has already asked you to play in the timeout, so...
Hunter just about gets it out to Jackson. Right, he's going to take it all the way to the basket. Thompson with the offensive rebound. I think it was Eitel Rock rather than Holden that the foul was called on. It is the 0 that's shown to the table of RJ Eitel Rock. And that's his second foul. So 3 Cheshire players, 2 Leicester players on 2. That's not really foul trouble if they all get to the half unscathed. And Eitel Rock definitely will, because Atwood's coming in for him. Well, the other thing is Kristen sat for a long time here for Cheshire, having scored 11 early points.
Yeah, he sat with just 2 minutes. 2 minutes in to the second quarter, he got his second foul, so he's been out for it.
Well, he had that in the last game here where foul trouble sent him to the bench. He exploded in the third quarter, so he'll be looking for more of the same. Leicester 12 of 14 from the free throw line here in the first half. Make that 13 of 15. Probably an offense each left, unless Cheshire go quick here. Down to White. Cross court to Scott Grayson. His 3 misses. Brooks gets his hands on the rebound. Thompson running the floor, running rim to rim. Great defense from Skylar White. Hunter call for the foul.
Smart foul, though. Really smart foul when you think about how many team fouls they have. They have 1 to give.
Well, Leicester's assistant coach, Pablo Vasquez, was up clapping that. Yeah. Great foul.
Really great foul to stop a transition bucket, but also to stop Cheshire getting into what they know so well.
Good defensive play as well from White. Here's Holden now looking to attack. Passes it off to White. A couple of pump fakes. Round it comes to Atwood for 3. He misses. Ball is diving, and that it's out of bounds. Leicester have 0.4 of a second.
2 great back-to-back plays from Hunter. The smart foul, and then just really sprint. I've never seen someone sprint so hard out to the 3-point line, and just the flyby there making Cheshire miss the 3.
I haven't seen anybody sprint that hard since you retired, Siobhan. That's what it is.
I've never been called fast, ever in my life. That's not one thing I was ever called, but I'll take it. Maybe because I had to try so hard to run so fast.
Yeah.
It
looked fast. Deceptively slow.
Exactly that.
Well, a bit of moisture being sorted out. I don't think Leicester are going to heave this, to be honest with you. 0.4 of a second. I think they're just going to inbound it and let time expire. And that's exactly what they do. And Thompson signaled the horns to say, I'll play point guard. And that'll do it. What a first half of basketball here. EPSV. Rob Paternoster and his Leicester Riders will be the happiest. Yeah. Back underway here at EPSV. I saw Robbie here a few weeks ago. Here's Teague for Cheshire. Teague rolling to the basket. Good help defense from Johnson to make that a difficult shot. Deflected away again. Scott Grayson with hands in the passing lanes. Kristen running the floor. That's an illegal screen. Teague, what is he thinking there? Just backing into the player. He's trying to clear some space. And unable, well, he did do it, but he didn't do it by legal means. So Leicester get the ball back. Hunter. Now he's in an awkward spot and he's stripped away. Oh, but Teague loses it.
That's what they'll be looking to do. Cheshire, great defensive pressure, good hands. Teague just wasn't able to push the break with the dribble there off the leg.
Oh, Ben Thomas asking for a push off, but not getting it. Thompson down low. It's a little hook off the glass for 2.
It's really strong, but then really soft in the hands when he goes up. Great balance.
Scott Grayson. It's a little fade away. Just had enough to get that over the front of the ring. Hunter for 3. Strings it. Jalen Hunter with the triple, and Leicester have a double-figure lead.
Tough shot as well, because he had the recovering defender on his back. Could almost feel him as he went up in the air.
Confident shot as well.
Yeah.
White out to Holden. Holden loses it. Shot clock down to 4. He's got to work quickly. Gets in, misses everything, and I think the foul is on the shot. It was tipped in, but I think the foul was on the initial shot, and it is Zach Jackson who's called for it.
Came across in help, did a good job. I just think just mistimed it, took his arm as well as the ball.
That one rattled about and dropped in. Holden up to 8. Misses the second, and Abercrombie able to chase it down to the corner for Leicester. Hunter thought about another 3. Johnson, nowhere to go. White with another block. His 3rd of the game. Scott Grayson. Driving into the key, short on that one. Oh, what a recovery, though. He misses. Skylar White, though, eventually puts it in.
Nothing good's going to happen if you allow 2 offensive rebounds in quick succession like that.
Hunter tripped, and the foul is called.
It's interesting, though, because Cheshire, to begin that possession, seemed like they were really forcing Riders out past the 3-point line to start their offense. But as always, Riders just staying calm and getting to the spots that they want to get into for that middle pick and roll. And it happened right on the 3-point line, which is where they wanted it to happen.
It's Holden that's just got his foot underneath, really. His first foul. Abercrombie backing down, trying to feed Jackson. That ricocheted out and off the leg of Jackson, so will be a Phoenix ball.
Cheshire doing a lot better job on defense of just slowing the ball movement down, because that's where you really get hit with Leicester.
Holden going quick. Good help defense from Thompson. He doesn't get a block, but he certainly changed that shot. Hunter, Jackson, back out to Thompson. Abercrombie, flop warning given to Teague as Abercrombie goes to the brim.
Well, quite rightly running him off of the 3-point line. Gets it done inside.
Kristen. And this time Thompson does commit the foul. He's done so well on those switches. It's his first personal foul. You think of all the guards he's had to guard, and as a center, it's so hard to stay in front of them all and not commit a foul, and that's his first.
I think maybe, you know, his length does him just real justice for him when he's guarding the perimeter as well. It just allows him to take that little bit of a step off, but still stop the 3-point threat. He just opened up a little bit too much to allow the lane for the drive on that one.
Kristen makes them both from the free throw line. Cheshire trail Leicester by 7. Abercrombie, 5 on the shot clock. Thompson has a quick glance, knows he's not got much time to work with, gets it away. Jackson didn't quite time it, but he still comes down with the rebound. Abercrombie trailing to the rim and in off the glass.
Really great Euro step. Almost a shot fake on the first step too.
Well, this is what Cheshire do so well. Even on a made score, they can beat you down the floor. Jackson. Oh, oh, that's incredible.
It was. Tough shot as well. There wasn't a lot of movement on the perimeter. I was thinking he's going to have to get something up, and he manages to get that up and in.
Rearranged it with the hang time. Scott Grayson for 3. He knocks it down, and Thompson this time was half a step too far off. Jackson out to Johnson. Abercrombie. Jackson fakes the 3. Abercrombie takes it. In and out. Holden with the rebound. Cheshire with their tails up. Scott Grayson has to bail out of the shot. Here's White for 3. Front iron. Hunter with the rebound.
Great job from Johnson, just to show there he could have committed to the ball and he didn't. He kind of played between two, showed enough to make them reverse the pass, and then was there on the catch to contest the 3. Really smart defensive effort.
Well, Teague sits down, and then there was a late substitution with Wild coming in. I don't know if Scott Grayson did something. It looked like he asked to come out, whether he jammed a finger or something. I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on it. Atwood harassing Hunter. Cross court to Johnson. Johnson driving hard, and I think Holden got him. He can't believe it. There's definitely a whistle. Here's number 9 shown to the table, his second.
Again, you see the amount of ball pressure that's being put onto Hunter and onto the guards, just trying to extend where they start their offense from. But Ryder's just really calmly getting the things that they want and not allowing the defense to rush them in their offense in the half court.
Well, friendly bounce there for Spencer Johnson. Oh, he gets his own rebound, a reverse three-point play.
Yeah, I mean, coach is going to be really mad at that. He's asking for a sub, and I'm wondering who that's for, but it's kind of sacrilege, really.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be possible,
no offensive
really.
rebounds, especially from the
shooter
person that shot the ball.
He's got the last step to go. White using his timing in that low block. Just trading scores here in the third quarter.
12-12 here in this quarter.
Hunter makes it 14-12.
Another tough shot.
Yeah.
He gets into his rhythm and his action regardless of what's around him.
Yeah. Kristen drives. I was about to say, there has to be a foul there somewhere. And it gone against Thompson.
Kristen does a really good job of just getting into the body of the defender. That's what you taught, right? You get to the rim, get to their chest. Almost forces Thompson to foul him. Thompson tried to go up vertical. You can just see it here. Gets into his body and draws the foul. Great drive.
Kristen, who had 11 points early on, up to 14. They're spending a lot of time on the bench in foul trouble in that first half. Goes 1 for 2.
That's what you've got to do when you come back on the court. Just really try and get yourself into the game. Don't be passive.
Atwood, a little reach in. And Cheshire, that's their 5th foul of the quarter, so it'll be 2 free throws for Leicester. All those free throws they took in the first half. Talk about keeping the scoreboard moving. That's a really good way of keeping the scoreboard moving. Get to the line.
Yeah, it really is. And a little bit of a cheap foul that far away from the rim. He switched out really high on the hedge, really aggressive. Got his hand caught, what do they call it, in the cookie jar?
In the cookie jar.
White chocolate chip for me.
Oh, same.
Oh, no
I'll
way.
have one of them, yeah. Hunter makes both. He's got a double-double. With 10 assists to go with his 12 points. Ulf is coming in for White. Leicester's lead matches the biggest of the contest at 10. Eichel Rock takes it to the rim, great finish.
Yeah, had to adjust himself in the air, got knocked off the ball a little bit. Really gathered himself well and finished nicely with the floater.
Hunter again, there's a lot of hands in there. And it's one of those where he's not really going anywhere. There's, I don't think, a need to reach in for that and give the referee an opportunity to make that call. It's the 3rd foul on Kristen.
Well, it's that balance, isn't it? They've obviously come out into the second half, really pressurizing the ball, trying to slow the ball movement down, it looks like. But it's that balance of real physical effort and the mental effort that it takes to be disciplined when you're in sort of those high physical effort moments. It's tricky to do sometimes.
And it is, for both of these teams, the second game of a back-to-back weekend. They both played Friday night, and obviously that weighs on the legs and the mind as the game goes on.
Yeah.
Particularly as for Cheshire, they spent a lot of energy to come back, and then the disappointment of losing at the end of it on Friday night. Eichelrock just slipped a little bit there, and because of that, traveling violation is called.
Yeah, I thought that was going to come from Josh there. His feet slipped underneath him. Kristen will take a rest again. That's, you said, his 3rd foul, so we'll see him back in the 4th quarter.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sure.
protect him for the stretch run. Hunter. Oh, what a pass that is from Hunter to Thompson for 2.
It's the 3rd time I'm saying it, but what a great job of managing the tempo. He really is getting forced out from the 3-point line, and he's still getting everything that he wants.
Teague, strong, bullying his way to the basket. Abercrombie poked away. That's okay for Leicester to get it, but they're running out of time. Jackson, Johnson, 2 on the shot clock. It has to go up. He gets it away in time. Abercrombie, don't think it hit the rim, though. No, it didn't. Shot clock violation against the Riders.
Great effort by Scott Grayson on the flyby as well.
Well, Leicester going to make a quick substitution here. Abercrombie and Hunter and even Wright is coming in. And I think this is sort of Jalen Hunter, you can sit down for 125, so you'll get 3:25 break with the time with the thing, and then you'll be back for the fourth.
Yeah, get yourself ready for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Rock. Thompson not quite in front of him, and is that his third personal foul? It's the team fourth, and Shelton will immediately run to the subs bench to cover for Thompson, and it is his third personal. So Kristen and Thompson, the two players that have got to 3 fouls with still 11:10 to go. Both with the handoff. Rock. Little pump fake and then an easy shot at the end of it.
Yeah, did really well just to gather his momentum to his shooting rhythm there.
Right. Good pressure from Rock. Jackson steps underneath. They wanted to travel and they get one. Jackson made the shot, but from a stationary pivot, you can't go forward like that. I couldn't, to be honest with you, I thought he got away with it because I didn't hear the whistle. It was so loud, but it was scored on the opposite side.
A great job from Cheshire's defense and switching out on the screens, really. Sometimes you can see when people switch on the screens, they get stuck, they kind of switch because they have to, but they're switching with a purpose and they're switching to put pressure on the pass and the shot.
Atwood was open because 2 Leicester players tried to cover underneath. Shot clock is off. Leicester with a chance for the final score. Can they get a double-figure lead to take into the fourth? Jackson, again, you don't need to pressure that far out with 5 seconds to go when you're over the limit in fouls.
Yeah, I think we've seen a few of these fouls quite far from the rim at inopportune times. You said it's about playing physically, but it's also about playing with discipline.
Zach Jackson is a good free throw shooter as well. He's 75% for his career at the Leicester Riders. And he makes both of those. 5.4 for Cheshire to try and get those points back. Here's Scott Grayson. He's going to go all the way to the basket, off the glass, and he does get those points back. And we will go into the fourth quarter with Leicester leading Cheshire by 5 out on the court at the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. Couple of jab steps, short on the shot. Teague desperate for it down in the low block. Now he's trying to move Brooks out of the way, and he does exactly that. He can't finish, though. Jackson with the rebound.
Good defense without fouling under the rim.
Right along the baseline, taking it hard. He's blocked. But Atwood was out of bounds as he tried to save it, and it will be a Leicester ball.
I think Leicester asking for a foul there. You do see a bit of a difference at the moment with the verticality and not fouling at the rim between the two teams. A little bit handsy in the air here. Well, it looked like a clean block from that angle.
Not too far off the angle. The referee on the baseline would have had that as well.
Yeah.
It's into Wright. Round the screen from Shelton. Right to the spin. Too strong. 2 Leicester players getting each other's way, and Cheshire can run with Rock. Rock running into, will that count? Basket is good. Ran into Jackson. Took the foul, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
They're almost seeking out the contact. They want that contact. They know that that's going to get them the open looks at the rim, but then to be fading away like that and to manage to still bank it home, impressive. And you wonder if plays like that, those really energizing plays, could lead to some sort of run here for Cheshire.
It's one of those things. They haven't really had a massive run that they seem to have every game. There hasn't been, the biggest without reply is 5 points. But they haven't had a monster run yet. Will it still come in the final 9 minutes? Ulf's knocking it away. It's one of those where when the pass came, it was just close enough to Ulf. They thought, I can get a steal here. And then it wasn't quite close enough.
I think because he didn't adjust his feet and get his feet round, he kind of just reached with his hand, and then the offensive player did a good job of almost boxing him out to create the foul.
Well, Hunter got an extra 105 in the fourth quarter, but he's back now for Leicester.
It's look like they're icing the ball screens now.
Shelton, late shot clock. He's in all sorts of trouble. He got a shot away, but it wasn't a great one.
Great defense at the rim by Ulf, not fouling.
Cheshire have got it down to 5. Chance to make it a one-shot game here. Back to Eichelroth. Calls for a screen. Here comes Ulf. And it's an illegal screen from Ulf. It's his third personal foul.
Those moments, isn't it, as well, that are so important. He doesn't get the offensive foul there.
It's a basket.
Yeah, it's a basket, and it's another point on the run. It would have been a 5-0 run.
And, well, Scott Grayson ran into the back of Hunt, who just kind of put the brakes on. And the interesting thing here for Cheshire is that's now 3 fouls in this quarter. We're not even 2 minutes in, and we've already talked about Leicester and how regularly and how proficiently they've been at the free throw line today.
You don't want to be in this position until the end of the game. You also don't want fouls to give at the end of the game if it's a close one, because you want to be able to control the game clock. But a little bit early for 3 team fouls here for Cheshire.
Into Shelton. Hunter finds some room for 3. That's short. Brooks with the rebound. Second attempt, he gets it. Jackson round to Brooks. Oh, that was the right idea, but not the execution. Shelton had good position.
Yeah, really good position inside and held it for a little while too. I was wondering if it might be a 3-second call on the catch, but
we'll never find out.
We will never know. Great defense.
So again, Cheshire with the opportunity to cut it to a 1-possession game. Eichelroth. Well, he went up, but the ball didn't. I'm not quite sure what happened, because his body was in the way, but it's straight out of bounds for a Leicester possession.
Yeah, it looked like he just lost the handle, and I think, you know, another good disciplined defensive possession from Riders. Looked like Cheshire had the lane, but just that little bit of pressure. Sometimes when you don't give up on the play and you keep that pressure just on the hip of the offensive player without fouling, you can make them make their own mistakes.
Well, he certainly did on that occasion. Abercrombie. Hunter. 5 on the shot clock. Jackson. Out to Abercrombie. Gets the 3 away. Hand right in his face, and he knocks it down anyway.
Such a great job of moving off the ball and catching quickly in rhythm and getting it up.
Well, TJ Atwood couldn't have had a hand any closer to him, really.
No. He's tickling his chin.
He certainly
I was going to say picking his nose, and I thought that's not very nice.
Probably not the image we want. Here's Scott Grayson in close, getting a friendly bobble. $18 points for Scott Grayson in this first proper start. He did start a trophy game, but they were without Kristen and Holden in that game. Here's right to the rim. What a finish. Well, they're continuing to trade scores, which suits Leicester at this stage with an 8-point lead. There's been a lot of Eichelroth here late in this game. He gets blocked that time. Leicester have numbers. Jackson has Abercrombie. Abercrombie is blocked. All ball foul, says the referee. Cheshire looking to run the other way. Scott Grayson, oh, he loses it. And Abercrombie might get another go at it. This time he slows it down, but he turns it over. Jackson can't steal it back. End-to-end stuff. And that is an offensive foul on Teague. Little nod of the head from Thompson. Basket won't count.
Well, I was almost surprised when Abercrombie came down. It was almost a 1-on-2. I didn't think he was going to take that.
Well, what a frantic bit of play that was. Just trying to get our breath. Teague called for his third personal foul. And, well, Coach Thomas shouting, pass the ball, he's wide open. Maybe should have given that one back up.
Yeah, he kind of dips his shoulder, and Thompson in the right place at the right time.
Well, the floor wiper gives us all a bit of breather. By the way, that was the fourth team foul on Cheshire now. Hunter tried to throw the lob, but his pass is broken up by Atwood. And the turnovers continue at either end.
Just a little too late on the pass, I think.
That will count. Basket is good. Scott Grayson beat Jackson on the step. And it's an and one for Tariq Scott Grayson.
And I think they keep banging on the door of this run. It feels like it's going to happen.
Well, they've got 5:47 to kick that door down. And plays like this sure help. Jackson's going to sit down. I don't think for long. Johnson going to spell him.
He just gets his shoulder and is hit past the defender. As soon as that happens, you're calling for help, really. Riders fans can't watch.
Three-point play converted. And the gap again is down to 5. Jalen Hunter ambles it across midcourt. He's got Teague in front of him on the switch. Gets it back. Hunter goes. Gets the shot away, trying to draw a foul, gets his own rebound instead. Finds Johnson, corner three. Thompson now with the offensive rebound. He takes it in, and Ulf commits the foul. I think that's 4 on Ulf.
It's just that last part of the defensive possession. At the moment, they played such a good defensive possession up to that point, Cheshire. Losing the shooter in the corner and then not boxing out.
Well, the defense isn't over till you secure possession of the ball. Now is the moment that Cheshire are going to make their substitution. Thompson's already got the ball, and he makes the free throw. The referees said he's already got the ball. Well, Ben Thomas, I think, making the point that he had one go against him on Friday.
I think he thinks he called for the substitution early enough to get them in before the foul shot.
Well, of course, coaches aren't allowed call for a substitution. It has to be the players by rule.
Yeah.
So the players have to be here and ask for it. But it will still be, that one will count. Ben Thomas is going to get a warning now. Thompson's got a long time to think about this second free throw.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. He did the smart thing there. I was thinking maybe he should just step off the line for a second, and he does just that.
It's not the most textbook free throw shooting action, but one of two gives Leicester a 6-point lead. Eitel Rock scoops it up. Thompson with the rebound. He has a double-double now with 10 rebounds.
Riders guards doing a great job of chasing over the pick and roll, staying close to the person coming off of the screen.
Abercrombie, he fires up the triple, in and out for Abercrombie, but it bounces nicely for Johnson, poked away by Ulf. Cheshire on the run. Scott Grayson thinks about the three, takes the two instead, misses it. Abercrombie with the rebound. Leicester not quite in as much a hurry as Cheshire were, and understandably so, leading by 6. Thompson spins. Johnson in the corner. His three does drop. Ben Thomas says timeout. And 4:18 to go in this ball game. And Leicester are back up by 9. And this game is sort of real Leicester in down the stretch. Or will the Riders claim a second win of the weekend? Holden out to Scott Grayson. He gets 2 feet in the paint, but it rims out. And there's Thompson again, snaffling a defensive rebound.
Really just inches, isn't it?
Yep.
It's just in and out. The last couple of times he's gone to the rim.
Hunter. Oh, what a pass that is out to Wright for 3. What an assist from Jalen Hunter, his 12th of the game.
He's really been the player of the second half for me. He's just really controlling the offense and finding people that are open, playing at his own pace.
Oh, he's got his hands on that, but it go out of bounds. Did anybody tell you? You picked the MVP, by the way. Have you got to start thinking about that with 3:22 to go?
Okay, that feels like a lot of power in my hands.
You've got time to think about it.
Pick one for the first half and one for the second?
Well, you can do that. You've got to interview them as well, though. Okay, so you might want to just pick one. Might be easier.
True, true.
Holden spins one way, then the other. Wants a foul, doesn't get it. And then commits a foul as he grabs the possession, or tried to, from Abercrombie. And this is where we were talking about Leicester going to the free throw line. They'll walk the floor after that one because Cheshire over the limit. 3rd foul on Holden.
Yeah, well, we talked about it early, didn't we? But foul trouble is going to hurt them late in the game here, Cheshire.
Well, remarkably, with all the fouls they've had, there's only Ulf on 4. So it's only a team thing rather than an individual thing.
Yeah, spreading the love on the foul board.
Abercrombie. 15 points for him. Trying to stretch this Leicester advantage. It is now at the biggest margin it's been all game. They're up 14. Well, they need to start swinging for the fences, really, Cheshire. Here's White on the low block. Hunter's done a really good job. White still scored, but Hunter did a decent job out of that.
Yeah, they say, don't they? Sometimes it's really good defense, just better offense that time.
Leicester in no hush. No rush, even. Idle Rock providing the pressure. There's certainly no hush in this building.
No.
Johnson, not quite, plucked out of the air by Scott Grayson, went to the top floor for that one. Hits Holden at full flight. Holden all the way to the basket for a quick 2. And that's what they can do. Quick scores, Cheshire. It's what they need. It's down to 10. Leicester need to get this across midcourt. Hunter does. Oh, he's picked it up in a dangerous spot, but he's got out of it and got it back. Gets his body in, Wright tips it, Johnson has it, Johnson rearranges, he can't score, still doesn't go. Cheshire, oh, White had it and it just slipped out of his grasp.
And it's plays like that, isn't it? It just feels like sometimes it's kind of going against you. The grain of the game is going against you. Sort of the misses around the rim that we usually would see go in for Cheshire, and then just plays like that, instead of getting 2 hands on and squeezing the ball, just slips through his hands.
Well, Jackson, I said he wouldn't be out for too long. He was out for longer than I expected, but Leicester were building the lead at that point, so why take him out? Why put him back in? I mean, he is back in for the final 2:04, and in fact, Rob Paternostro, I think he's looking to draw up a play here for this one. He understands the importance, psychology almost, of 10 points here. If we score, make it 12 or 13, you know, that's... Lobbed back to Thompson. On to Abercrombie. Back to Hunter. Remember, it's only a 14-second shot clock, so they need to go quick here. Hunter, tough spot, gets it out to Abercrombie, resets, beats the buzzer, but doesn't score. Cheshire get the stop they need. Holden running hard. Back to Skylar White for 3! Oh, those are the ones that Skylar White so often in his Cheshire Phoenix career has knocked down.
That's the first 3 that he's attempted in the game.
Second, he missed one in the first half, but you're right, they've kept him off the three-point line.
Yeah.
It took him 17 minutes to get the first one, another 20-odd to get the second. Hunter for three, he misses everything. Thompson trying to keep it alive, 5-on-4 here for Cheshire. Eitel Rock to Holden. Holden out to White, extra pass, Kristen, corner three, got it! Still time for the Phoenix. 105, they've got it down to 7. They need a stop here though. What's the stop there? Well, I'm not quite sure why it was stopped. Maybe the shot clock.
It's the shot clock, yeah.
Slightly out. The referee, I think, said 22. Leicester would have been happy just to dribble that over.
Yeah.
Now Cheshire can set up some pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Great ball movement on the transition there from Cheshire, though. Johnson, again, did a really good job in the right corner of playing between two and forcing the extra pass.
Well, Ben Thomas asking why it went from 22 to 21 to 22 because referee McDonald told them to. Hunter. Leicester looking to milk the clock here. Thompson. Out to Johnson. Harassed by Eitel Rock. Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson round the screen. Takes the mid-range. Off the mark, but great rebound from Thompson. He tried to throw it out, and Cheshire have stolen it. Holden gets past his man and lays it in. And it's a 5-point Leicester lead with 34.8 to go. There's no timeout. Oh, Kristen's down. I was about to say, nobody called a timeout. Oh, Teague has taken out the advertising boards. Kristen, I didn't see what happened. Is it cramp?
I didn't see either. I was looking at Coach Paternostro. I was wondering if he was going to call his timeout now, but he's going to save it.
34.8. Cheshire trying to reel them in. Kristen hobbling out. One more stop, Cheshire will be thinking. One more stop.
I almost think that Riders just need to play an offense. It feels like they're trying to run out the clock a little bit and then just not getting what they want naturally out of the offense.
Thompson, and they commit the foul. Well, that was a deliberate foul to send Charles Thompson to the free throw line. It was like as soon as he got the ball, they were looking to foul him. Thompson shooting 60% so far in his Super League basketball career. And the difference between 5 and 7 is huge because it's 2 shots and 3 shots that Cheshire will need if he can make both of these. He can't. Ooh. He misses the first. Thought for a second it might get a friendly bounce. Ben Thomas is going to call a timeout if he can make the second. Which he can't, so a stop. Cheshire need a quick score. 2 or 3 doesn't matter, but quick does. Skylar White relocates for 3. Doesn't go. RJ Eitel Rock throws it up. What a play! What a play by Eitel Rock! Forcing a 3-point play and a chance to keep this one alive.
Well, we've been waiting for it and waiting for it. We've been treated just at the end of the game to the run that we were all waiting for. Just the relentlessness of not giving up on any play. Hand in the face on the 3. Great job at the offensive rebound.
Eitel Rock to make it a 2-point game. He does. Rob Paternoster says timeout. So 15.4 seconds to go. Let's
predict what they're going to do.
Well, it's Johnson's job to get it to a teammate. And it's Jackson who gets open. And here comes the foul, and that will be the exact player that they would have wanted to get the ball. Zach Jackson, a career 75% free throw shooter for Leicester. He's up on that this season at 80%. Yeah, Thompson's just going to return. I think this is about defensive presence versus his free throw shooting.
Yeah.
Ooh, only just.
I think a smart play as well from Coach Paternostro. Obviously, there's scoring options off of that, but the sort of relief option is the player that you want to go to the line, knowing that Cheshire are probably going to foul.
Well, this to make it a two-possession game with 13.4 seconds to go. Oh, he's missed it. So Cheshire will have a chance to tie. Here's Scott Grayson to White. Foul. It's a good foul. They had one to give. It's a good foul by Hunter. 6.4 seconds, and Ben Thomas will call his second timeout. So Leicester have no more fouls to give, so they can't do that again. And Cheshire have got to come up with a play that ends up with a three-point play. Of course, Leicester could foul in this situation to make it a difficult inbound. It's into Kristen. It's back to Eitelrock. Eitelrock in the spot. Blocked. It's blocked. Oh, it's a foul. It's a foul with 2.6 seconds to go. And there will be 3 free throws. Johnson in the corner. I thought he got the ball. It's a long way from us. And it's going to be 3 free throws. So Scott Grayson with a chance to level the scores. He's only taken 1 free throw all game.
Such a shame as well, because Johnson's been so disciplined, so smart defensively up to that point.
It's hard to tell. Maybe he did, but Scott Grayson, a 90% shooter on the season. You would expect all 3 of these to go in. But Leicester still have a timeout and 2.76 seconds to work with. Thought that was short. You thought it was long. It was right in the middle. Well, a chance to potentially force overtime. Oh, he's missed it! And Thompson has the rebound! And Leicester are going to win! Well, was the foul before the buzzer? Was the foul before the buzzer? The referees are going to talk this over. Was the foul before the buzzer? Is there any time left? The 3 referees will talk. It almost doesn't matter. Whatever is left is surely not going to be enough. And Cheshire have no timeouts to advance the ball. Well, you would have thought he was going to make all 3 of them.
Yeah, the first 2 so confidently in as well. Just left it a little to the left on the last one.
So the foul is called on White. And they're going to put some time back on the clock. Line people up for the rebound if it was me, but I guess they're worried about the long pass.
Yeah.
Well, in some ways, it doesn't really matter. I think he'd be better off missing it.
Yeah, I think Rob's asked him to miss it.
But you don't want to airball it. You've got to hit the rim.
Yes.
So he's made it. So it's going to be a heave and a catch. It's heaved. And it's not. It's too long anyway. And that will do it. Leicester Riders have come on the road and they've won a double winning weekend.